What's up, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a brand new video. So today I'm going to be doing a bit of a reveal of the new Ribble bike. If you've been on social media over like the last 24-48 hours, you'll have probably seen this bike. It's been everywhere. It's got quite a lot of people's attention, and I think rightly so. It's quite a unique bike. It's quite yeah, there's some pretty innovative ideas behind the frame and particularly the bars, which we'll get into in a little bit. First things first, I want to show you the brand new 2022 Hoob Team kit. So I'm going to do a little transition here. Bosh, there we go. It's sort of similar to last year's in terms of like the blue. I think it is the same blue, but yeah, it's a completely different design. We've got this blue to orange fade, and then it's like a little bit black down the seams. Got a few different sponsors this year, in particular Mavic, I think Mavic being the main one, and oh, helmets. Anyway, moving swiftly on. I'm gonna put my coat back on because it's pretty cold in the UK right now. We're going through storm after storm. But anyway, let's get into the bike. This is what we're going to be riding this year. Oh, and also, how could I forget, OTE is our new nutrition sponsor for 2022. But yeah, man, this is the bike. Bosh, there it is in all of its glory. We might get told off because we're not in the 11 at the back, but I mean, we got the bike. We picked up the bike yesterday, and this morning I've kind of been tweaking it to my position and my setup. The only thing I've added onto this bike is the cranks. As you can see, the cranks aren't new. It is just my 4i power meter, but other than that, that is the team issue bike for this year. I actually had a bit of an opportunity to spray the custom colours on the bike a few weeks ago, so this is a quick flashback to then.
You ain't a friend of me if you used to envy me. Don't petty me, keep that same energy. You ain't a friend of me if you used to envy me. Don't petty me, keep that same energy. Yeah. We was in the trenches, now look how we out here ballin'. Popped up in the max, now we flooring in the fallin'. We ain't do a show in like a year, now we touring. Did a pop-up shopping, now we open up a store. Yeah. Keep our foot on gas, and you know we can't be stolen. Thank the man above, cause these blessings keep on pouring. Every time we drop, we know the people.
And then this is the finished thing. And what I kind of like, the first thing when I look at this bike, what I like the most, I think, is how it's not a fade. Like, it's just a complete transition between the orange and the blue, which I believe is called Subaru blue. It's like one of the classic Subaru blue colours. And yeah, it's not a fade. It looks a little bit more traditional and a little bit more old school, which I think it's really nice, especially because nowadays everything's faded. Like kit fades from colour to colour, bikes all fade from colour to colour. So yeah, I think it's just nice that they've done this a little bit differently, and we've got two completely contrasting colours there, which yeah, it works really nice. So like I just said, Mavic are one of the new sponsors for the team this year. We've got a choice of, I think this is the Mavic SLR. This is the 45mm version. I think for racing we've got the choice of either 45mm or 60mm. At the minute I've only got the 45mm, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because here in the UK the wind is pretty bad at the minute. We've got some like amber storms, red storms. It's been pretty stormy, it's been pretty windy, so you don't really want to have anything more than a 45. Like even a 45mm deep carbon rim is probably a bit too much. So we are going to be getting some Cruceriums for training on, just some like ones that we can train on and not worry about wrecking the race wheels, because you don't really want to be training on your race equipment all the time. So this is going to be the race bike. We are going to get a Endurance SLR, which is my old bike, which you can see just there. We're going to get a new version of that, but in this colorway, and that's going to be the training bike, but we haven't got that bike yet. We've only just got this one bike. So yeah, this is the bike that I'm going to be riding for the next few weeks, which will be in Spain. We're heading off onto a team training camp very soon. If you want to see some videos from the training camp, leave a like and let us know in the comments down below, and then maybe we can make that happen. I think Andy is going to be going out to Spain at some point, so yeah, should make some cool content from the training camp. But anyway, back to the bike. In terms of like the geometry, the setup, it is fairly similar. It's fairly similar to the Endurance SLR, like the distance from the saddle to the bars, for example, and the length of the top tube. It's all very similar to the SLR. This is a large frame. I'm 6'2", and it feels, from the position wise, it feels exactly the same, almost exactly the same to the Endurance SLR. So it doesn't, there's not really any major differences I've got to get used to there. But I think that a couple of the big things about this bike is they've really kind of engineered on the aerodynamic side of things. Like Ribble, a team historically has always been about aerodynamics, just through past riders and kind of the vision of the team. It's always been a very forward thinking team in terms of the aerodynamics, and this bike definitely reflects that. So we've got this like oversized fork system here on the down tube. The down tube's massive. And it's all to do with the airflow going over the bike as fast and as smoothly and as uninterrupted as possible, you know, past the bottle. I don't know how it all works. I'm not an engineer. I'm not a physician. Is that even the right word? I mean, I'm definitely not it, so I don't know how to say the word. Yeah, basically this bike has been kind of stripped back, engineered down to the most aerodynamic frame Ribble have ever built, and apparently it's one of the most aerodynamic bikes in the world. It certainly looks like that. You've got all this huge tube in here. I mean, I really like the rear stays, the way it just kind of, it almost looks like an airplane fin. You know, like the back of an airplane when it goes up at the top. That's what that looks like. Yeah.
It reminds me of like an F1 car as well. Like the front of an F1 car.
Yeah, quite a few people have said it looks similar to the 2022 McLaren F1 car, and I think it does. It's similar colours. But anyway, I think, yeah. Oh, another sponsor for 2022, and I should remember and mention, is Nova 2 Ride. They produce these oversized jockey wheels. Again, they're meant to save you a watt or two, and yeah, I guess overall it adds to that overall factor of making the bike faster. It almost looks like a time trial bike, but with like road bike bars. Because of that, because of the thick tubing, because of the way the bike's built, it's super stiff, super responsive. I went out for a ride with Chris and Andy earlier on this morning. We just did a little 1 hour ride, but I just got a feel of the bike. Super nice, super responsive, and yeah, it's particularly fast in a straight line. So yeah, I guess finally the biggest thing about this bike, the main kind of selling point, what's got people's attention is the bars, and I think the bars are how Ribble have been able to achieve this claim of it being the most aerodynamic bike in the world, because of the way the bars have been engineered and built and designed, and they just look so funky. I mean, there's two different options in terms of the size, and there's a 33 centimeter bar from hood to hood, and then they flare out on the drops to 37 centimeters. But these ones are slightly wider. They're a little bit too narrow for me, so I think they're 37 on the hoods, and they flare out to about 42 on the drops, which yeah, it's just a nice middle ground, I feel. But yeah, other than that, it's all integrated, it's all internal wiring. There's no cables anywhere on this bike, like literally nowhere, which is yeah, it's pretty sick, I think. The idea behind these bars is you've got this extra thick tubing here, which is meant to, I don't know, make the airflow nicer over your knees, apparently. Yeah, I'm sure it does. It's all been tested in the wind tunnel, obviously. And then yeah, also the drops and the bars, the bars are designed not to be ridden with bar tape. So apparently bar tape isn't very aerodynamic, so they've kind of come up with this design, and it almost feels like a bit sandpapery. I guess that's probably the easiest way to describe it. A lot of people have been asking me, am I going to ride them with bar tape or without? I have ordered some orange bar tape, obviously to keep in with the theme of the bike, and what I think I might do is just wrap the bottom of the bars. I mean, I like the idea, I like the thought of having no bar tape, and obviously the bars have been designed to not have any bar tape, but I think just for racing and riding the bike every day, and just yeah, in terms of like looking after yourself, looking after your hands, I don't really like wearing gloves too much. So I've only done one ride on the bike so far, so I don't exactly completely 100% know whether I'm going to wrap the bars or not, but I have got some bar tape to wrap them with if I need to. So yeah, I think I'll do a few more rides, maybe do a few different like efforts and sprinting, and kind of throw the bike about a little bit, and see how it feels without bar tape. But yeah, the option to put bar tape on is there. Other little neat features about the bike is the way the Wahoo kind of clips onto the frame. I've just got a couple of bolts here, and we're using a K-edge integrated mount, and it just cleans up the front end, makes it look super nice, super sleek. The saddle, people often ask me what saddle I ride. It's a Selle Italia SLR Boost, and I think it's the narrow of the two. In terms of the pedals, we're using Speed Play pedals. I love Speed Play. In my opinion, they're the best pedals on the market. They're so much more adjustable than any other pedal. Mega happy with Speed Play pedals, and I think that's pretty much it. These are the bottles that we're going to be using this year. Yellow with a blue lid. It's a little bit dirty because we were filming some TikToks before and I ended up throwing this in the field, but not to worry. We've got a few different sponsors on there. OTE, Man Cave, Ribble Weld Tight, Bosch. It looks insane. Oh, one thing I think I'm going to change is I think I'm going to drop the stem down a little bit. At the minute it's just at the highest point, but I kind of like riding a more aggressive dropped position, so yeah, probably going to drop that down a little bit. Maybe to the bottom. I'll just do a few rides and see how I feel. But yeah, other than that, that is our 2022 race bike. I'm really excited to get it into some racing. I believe we're gonna, we'll get some good results this year with this bike. Yeah, all that's left to do is to have good legs and power the bike and pedal it. So yeah, if you have any questions about the bike, anything from the technical point of view or anything visually, if you've got any questions at all, let us know in the comment section down below, and then if I can't answer the questions, then yeah, maybe we'll send the video off to the guys at Ribble, and they can, the boffins at Ribble can check the comments and get back to you guys. But that is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Callie is just taking out a pair of ladders. But yeah, thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. We're off to Spain in like 2 days time, finally, for some sunshine on training camp. So again, let us know if you want to see some videos from camp, and we will make that happen. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
What do you think, Callie? What do you think of the bike?
Go and get my bop on. Yeah, I get my bop on. If she needs some good, tell her she got hop on. She know I'm the top dog. I know she a hot one, but Lindsay's on the feet, and you know I got the socks on. Yeah, I get my